Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Vivimos juntos.
We live united.
We live united.
I live united.
Hello, this is Milton Little, President of United Way of Metropolitan Atlanta, welcoming you to a special edition of Live United. We're here on the campus of Morehouse College at Archer Hall, where we are celebrating the 2010 United Way campaign. Come take a look at the action.
It's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to participate in volunteer activity in the city of Atlanta or anywhere in the U.S., but it's even more special when we get the opportunity to participate in a United Way event, especially one at this magnitude.
Well, it's a great honor. We love United Way. We've had a long-term relationship with them. We continue to volunteer regularly in our communities that we serve all around the world.
It's more than just the dollars. It's about giving of time, it's about advocating for the right issues, it's about helping in so many different ways. So a day like today kind of brings that all together. Too many people aren't sure how effective their dollars are, but when you give of your own time, you not only leverage that up, but you see where the benefits are. You're more directly involved with where people are being helped, where the needs are. So yeah, it just builds on itself.
It's not just Monday through Friday. I mean, our people are involved on the weekends as well. We've logged over 1 million hours in the last 4 years throughout the country, and I think about 38,000 hours just in Atlanta over the last year.
Well, United Way is a very, very important relationship for Gas South. We believe in supporting the communities we serve. Our employees live that experience every day, getting out into the community, because at the end of the day, if the communities that we serve are not strong, our company's not strong. And so we really believe in corporate citizenship and working to make our community a stronger place.
Oh, this is an awesome day for us. We got into United Way for the first time this year and leveraged our capabilities and networking to bring dollars to the organization. It's great to see all the organizations come together to collaborate for the community. For us, in our organization, we promote the volunteerism for our organization. We really pledge our employees to be able to take the time off to do that without having to take the vacation time for that. So we really encourage that, and our employees embrace that and spend the time to work with a number of United Way agencies.
Really means a lot to me to help the community, doing things that people don't do on a normal basis and they need help with. That's something that I really look for in a company is a company that's looking to volunteer and help the community. So I think that's very important.
It means a lot because it shows that the company actually cares about the community, and a lot of us that work for Enterprise live within the community that we work at in terms of different offices. So the fact that they'll let you take a day out shows that they care, and Enterprise is definitely a family-based company, still family-owned, of course, and they show that. They want to give back and show that we can also have the opportunity to give back instead of just being at work all day.
It's a great opportunity. The community has been so good to Atlanta Gas Light and AGL Resources over so many years. It's natural that we would want to give back.
This is a blessing. It's truly a blessing. I lost my job in 2006, and I haven't really gotten any employment steady. And for me to sign up for one program and then my name got passed on to another person, and when Jonathan came out, and I talked with him to do the repairs, and I was just gradually saying to him, you know, I wish you had a program for siding. I said, you know, it costs like anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to have your house painted. I said, but after a while, you want to invest that money into something that's going to stay, like siding. And he said, well, we don't have a siding program, but we do paint houses. I was like, what? And he said, I can see if you qualify for that. And he came back and I qualified, and I was like, this is a blessing. This is truly a blessing. To know that they go and they do this. This is, you know, what they do. They serve, you know, they serve their neighbors. Right. And they do this on a regular basis. And to know that there are programs out there that will literally help you to keep your house up, to keep the neighborhood up, you know, at no cost to you, but it's just the people that they care enough, they're devoted enough that they would give up the time and the energy, you know, to do this. This is not easy work. This is hard work. Yeah. They're taking off time from their jobs to donate that time and to sow that seed into my life, a stranger. I'm a stranger to them. But it's the fact that we all are human beings. We all live in this world together, so no matter where we are, we're all neighbors, and that's a blessing.
As a community-based energy provider, volunteer activities are very important. Having our team get out into the community to interact with individuals that we serve, that we partner with out in the community, it's a very important part of our overall business strategy, and United Way helps to make that possible for us.
We want to reinforce our investment in the community. It makes us stronger, and it makes our community a better place for everybody to live.
I actually had a good time. The class leader was Miss Johnson, and the kids are 4 years old. So they started off by learning the ABCs. Each kid pointed out all the alphabet, and the ones they didn't know, their classmates helped them. So it was a team kind of effort in that way. And then they had playtime where they had like relay races, and so we ran and jumped and went around colors, and then we came back in the classroom and we broke out and they started writing in their little journals.
And emotionally, how does that make you feel?
Actually, I got really emotional because my son's birthday is today, and I remember when he was that small, so just to see them learning and in the environment that they're in, it was really a wonderful feeling. I just can't put into words. I almost got into tears, and Miss Johnson was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I just remember when my baby was small. So, you know, I think this is a great thing that the United Way is doing, and I had a wonderful time today.
Well, I think anytime you can give back to the community is very important. And today we had a special project. We were working with the Herndon Elementary School, which is a Title I school, and there's 250 kids there. Most of them don't have a whole lot, so we were able to go there and plant some flowers, build some benches, paint some of their tiger steps on the floor, as well as read to some of the children. So that was really rewarding today. I enjoyed that very much so.
It helps with the camaraderie because I have about 15 team members here with me, and I know all week we were talking about it and we were getting excited, and as you can see, we're having a great time now. They're giving me a hard time for being over here interviewing with you as we speak, but it definitely helps. It gives you something to look forward to. Then after we finish, it definitely makes you feel like you completed something and you did something good for the community. So.
The City of Refuge is actually a favorite of ours. We volunteer down there on the third Tuesday of every month in their Safe Haven program, and so we already have that relationship with the people that come in that we feed, and just being down there to be able to help out a little bit more is just, I guess, spreading the wealth and the love.
I got to tell you, every event that I've participated in, that our employees participate in, we do value logistics and organization, and the United Way events are always very well organized, very well structured. It's not a waste of our time, it's time well spent. Our employees can spend, a minimum of 2 hours up to a full day of their time, so it really makes it worthwhile, and people enjoy it and find it meaningful.
Our company has a long history of generosity of spirit, of giving not only dollars, but giving time. And it really does instill a pride in everyone. A pride, and like you said, it bonds people together, and it lets people know what's most important. So yeah, in every way, it's not only good for a company, I think it really is necessary for a company to do these type of things.
You know, the hallmark of Live United is to give, advocate, and volunteer. Today we're seeing the volunteer piece of it in action. So we've got more than 300 people all across the west side of Atlanta, working hard on community projects, giving themselves an opportunity to get outside, but also to really put their hands on some of the things that can really make a difference for families in Atlanta.
We're all in here working together. There's no hierarchy out here. We've all got rakes or paintbrushes or scrapers, and we're all working together towards a common goal. It builds an atmosphere of helping and hoping and a camaraderie that you just can't get any other way.
All day today I've heard, I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad that I just took this time to just invest in the people there and to be able to get to know this organization better and work with the United Way.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I grew up and didn't have a whole lot, so I understand where they're coming from. And it means the world to me to be able to give back, because there were people in my lives when I was growing up that did this very same thing. And I wanted to be able to give back to the community in any way possible. I've been very lucky in my life and my career, and to be able to give back in any way to, whether it's children, community, whatever it is, to me means a lot.
More volunteers should partake in events such as this so that they could get a feeling of exactly what United Way does. It just brought a lot of joy to me, and I definitely would do it again.
I really get excited. I mean, it makes me want to come back and, do it again.
We always have to turn people away. They only needed 50 volunteers. We still had 60 volunteers show up, so we actually had to ask people to leave to go to a different event simply because we were so eager to be here.
It's part of our core values. It's a generosity of spirit, and it's instilled in every employee throughout the states that we operate in, particularly here in Atlanta, where our corporate headquarters is located.
Yeah, myself, I know with my company, we do give a lot back to the community, and we do a lot of events like this throughout the year. But Living United definitely is huge, because everybody, at the end of the day, if you need help, regardless of what color you are, regardless of where you come from, there's a point in time where you might need help. And right now, we're helping people live united, living that American dream, wanting to get, people that do need food, that do need help, this is helping them. There's a lot of homeless people out there, and we see it every day going to work and going home. So it feels great that we're actually doing something to help the community out.
It's very organized, and I think the people that I've been in touch with are just awesome. They just can't do enough to try to make sure that everything you're doing for them is a success, and for the organizations that they support. So it's really about community and about giving back and just about investing in other people, and they do that very well.
Living united to me means being connected, and I realize that everything's connected, and so therefore we might as well accept it and work it as connected people.
I think both Living United Way and the Live Solid, Bank Solid motto that SunTrust follows just means that we all come together to try to make a difference and do the best we can. And working together, you can accomplish a lot more than just doing it by yourself. Anytime you invest in another person, invest in a community, you're investing in yourself as well as the people around you, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the best thing in the world.
It lets me know that people are really still caring people. Because sometimes it seems like people don't care about people, the things that go on in the world now, but it shows that there are a lot of people that really care about people and realize that we are, when one hurts, another hurts. When one rejoices, another rejoices. So that's the way we should live.
This is the embodiment of that slogan that means so much to all of us in the community.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you having a good time? So I want to thank you all again for the caring you have displayed throughout this entire United Way campaign. During the time that began last September until now, and it will continue, this community is going to make a number of great and very important strides in the areas of education, income, health, and homelessness. And even when the economy was at its darkest, people all across Metro Atlanta stepped up and were a part of a United Way campaign that allowed them to make a difference, allowed them to make sure somebody had a roof over their head, there were a bag of groceries for somebody who was needy, and the children all across Metro had the opportunity to get the medical care and other help they needed. You worked yourself and worked wonders in 2010, and for that we say thank you. And so what I want you to do, I want you to look at the person to your left, look at the person to your right, say thank you very much, and give yourselves a round of applause. Today we're celebrating caring and compassion. We're celebrating all the things that make Atlanta great, about giving hope and opportunity, about making a difference, about setting a new path in the city's history so that we can continue to achieve greatness. We're excited to be part of this Atlanta Promise Neighborhood Initiative, this Atlanta University and United Way partnership that's got many, many other partners across the community investing time, energy in this West Side neighborhood trying to make a difference. Throughout this campaign, we've talked about the Promise Neighborhood. You just recently heard about the Hire One initiative that we're so excited to be a partner with the Atlanta Business Chronicle, the Atlanta Business League, the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, and so many others, that gives an opportunity to hire members of the unemployed in our community. If we can hire 150,000 people across Metro Atlanta through this Hire One initiative, the unemployment number will drop. Families will be self-sufficient. Children will have a new sense of hope. It's Hire One. Be part of that big initiative. We're here to celebrate all of these things, but we're also here to give some praise and some thanks to somebody who has been at the leadership of this United Way campaign. He's one of Atlanta's movers and shakers, recently named Business to Business Magazine CEO of the Year. During the time he led this United Way campaign, he also had the opportunity and took the time to navigate a merger of AGL Resources with Nicor Incorporated to create one of the country's leading natural gas distributors. He's chaired this United Way campaign for an unprecedented 2 consecutive terms. John Somerhalder is that man. He's a man of action. He's a man of dedication. And when you go back to that Business to Business magazine and see that brief quote that says, when it comes to leadership, AGL Resources, John Somerhalder would rather be in the middle of the action than leading the charge. Well, he's the guy who's been leading the action and in the middle of the action. United Way is so deeply thankful and so deeply proud to call him a friend and to acknowledge his world-class, remarkable leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't do anything else today, give a big round of applause for Mr. John Somerhalder.
Thanks everybody for attending today. And especially thank you to all the partners who helped create all the volunteer activities for the day. I don't know, well, I know about all of you. It was extremely rewarding for me, and I know it was rewarding for you as well. I was asked to give you a little bit of a reflection, my reflection on the last 2 years as campaign chair, what was my favorite time, and I'd have to say that today, the very last day, the very last hour, ranks right up there with my favorite, with my favorite moment. But there really was a time that was a better time. After a really good result in 2009, but really tough campaign, a lot of hard work. This year, the way things started out was that when we met with the campaign cabinet, we met with the staff, there were more smiles on people's faces. And the reason there were more smiles on people's faces is they had heard from companies that we were going to get back to the basics and run a campaign like we'd run in the past, even though times were tougher. And we had seen early results from some companies, and some of them we'll recognize in a minute. And we'd seen more optimism. And don't get me wrong, it still was tough this year. In spite of all the good results, it took everybody's remarkably hard work to end up where we ended up. But that was probably my favorite moment, to see things start off because of all of your hard work in a much better place. And there's a number of people to thank. We'll start out with the United Way Board of Directors. I know Larry and a number of other board members are here. Then move to the campaign cabinet members, which I talked about. They were the ones who, when we would not have otherwise been as optimistic, knew because of their hard work and the staff's hard work, we had a chance to have a good result. The loaned executives, the labor union community, all the employee campaign managers, and to the United Way staff, Milton, Donna, Bonnie, and all the rest of you. Thanks for all of your hard work. What we want to do now is acknowledge, even though we can never acknowledge everyone who contributed to this, we want to acknowledge 10 companies that did something special this year.
Enterprise knows how to drive results. This company had a 24% increase in its campaign fundraising from 2009 to 2010. Our SUI insurance company has a staff of under 300, but they saw a 63% increase in their campaign fundraising from 2009 to 2010. Rock 10, a paper and packaging company based in Norcross, had a stellar campaign that raised more than $420,000 with more than 130 leadership givers.
For the most engaging campaign, it goes to Novellus.
After contributing $38,000 in 2009, Novellus pulled out all the stops this year to raise the most money they've ever raised for United Way, $115,000, a 211% increase. In just its second year running an employee campaign, Newell Rubbermaid executed it like a seasoned veteran. The employee campaign manager, Kay Morgan Curtis, was a rock star and ensured all employees at Newell understood why United Way. Newell had a $120,000 increase over last year's total, which is definitely something to celebrate. Med Assets was an integral part of the 2010 campaign. The company hosted the Health Connects Breakfast recently and co-chaired the health sector of the campaign. Med Assets definitely has its finger on the pulse in terms of volunteerism and setting a vibrant example for new business campaigns. Folks, what can we say? UPS delivered. This year, UPS was the first company ever to reach $1 billion in giving to United Way nationally. Since 2007, UPS employees have volunteered more than 1 million hours a year worldwide. SunTrust remains one of United Way's shining stars, pun intended. The company's overall campaign was a huge success as their campaign increased by approximately $300,000 over last year. Co-chairs Walt Mercer and Bill Peel were pivotal with organization, creativity, and event management, which included a carnival and a poker tournament. Greystone Power Corporation is a powerhouse, figuratively and literally. The company provided more than $150,000 in support to Douglas and Paulding counties last year after floods struck. We thought this was a one-time gift, but in addition to an employee campaign that generated more than $19,000, Greystone also provided a $75,000 corporate gift. Henry Medical Center raised a total of $26,972 in 2010, which represents a 22% increase over 2009. The hospital's campaign was at $10,525 in 2008, so altogether over 2 years, the medical center has seen a 61% increase in its campaign.
This is Milton Little, President of United Way of Metropolitan Atlanta, thanking you for joining us on this special edition of Live United. Join us again real soon.